Hi teacher, today in this video I'm going to analyze the movie Gattaca Genetic Experiment. Well, the main plot of Gattaca is about the life of Vincent Freeman, who was born a natural form with genetic health problems in a world where genetics determines almost everything. Since he was a child, he always wanted to go to space. In this exam, Vincent is reading a book about careers in space, which shows that he always wanted to go to space. But in the society in which the film is situated, discrimination wasn't based on sex or skin color, it was based on being born naturally. So that's why Vicente was discriminated against because he had genetic imperfections. And this is Vicente explains that he belongs to a new lower class. He said, now we turn discrimination into a science. However, Bison doesn't resign to his fate and dreams of going to space, defying the expectations imposed by his DNA. For this, Vincent adopts the identity to Jerome Eugene Morrow, a generically superior but paralyzed man in a wheelchair. So he decides to undergo a meticulous process to change his identity to Jerome and infiltrate in Gattaca. Gattaca is in this movie is an elite aerospace corporation where Vincent tries to keep his true identity hidden. In addition to this main plot, this story has several subplots. One of the main subplots is the relationship between Vincent and his brother Anton, who was born genetically superior. They don't have a very good relationship, always challenging each other since they were children. They both had a game called The Challenge that involved swimming in the open sea as far as they could. In these images, they were both about to play the same game. Another important subplot is the relationship between Vincent and Jerome based on the desperation of one and the disappointment of the other, but which ends up forming a friendship. There is also love interest Vincent has with Irene, who is a woman who works on Gattaca and who, like Vincent, is interested in space. As their emotional connection grows stronger, Vincent decides to reveal the truth to Irene, who at first feels betrayed, but then understands and accepts Vincent for who he is. The story narrative is primarily linear, following Vincent's progress from his childhood to his integration into Gattaca and his preparation for the space mission. However, the film uses occasional flashbacks to reveal important details about the characters' past and the society in which they live, adding context to the main plot. Gattaca deals with several issues, most notable, in my opinion, discrimination and showing how people who don't meet established genetic standards face discrimination and marginalization. Another theme is technology. At the beginning of the film, it's made clear that it is based in the not too distant future. This film examines how technology controls the futuristic society, transforming the social structure. Okay, the main goal of the protagonist is to realize his dream of going to space, but to do so, Vincent faces a major obstacle, which in my opinion is the main antagonist, the system of the genetic discrimination that limits his opportunities and places him in an inferior social status. This system is physically represented by the detectives, one of whom is his brother, who are investigating the death of the director of Gattaca. I think the most important problem Vicente has to deal with are the limitations imposed by his genetics. Also, the constant fear of being discovered while hiding his true identity. This movie has many characters. The main characters include Vincent Freeman, Irene Cassini, Jerome Morrow, and Anton Freeman. The secondary characters include the director Joseph, the doctor who performer Vincent's physical change, Anton's detective partner, Vincent's parents, and the doctor who always took Vincent's samples. Vincent is the main character. He is determined, passionate, and willing to do whatever it takes to make his dream come true. As the film progresses, Vincent experiences significant personal growth, although he is initially consumed by the desire to achieve his goals at all costs. He eventually learns to value his own identity. Jerome Morrow is, for me, is a fascinating character, so complex and brilliant, resigned to his fate after being paralyzed in an accident. Despite his genetic superiority, he experienced deep disappointment and frustration at his situation. As the film progresses, Jerome becomes a companion and support for Vincent in realizing his dreams. Irene Castillo is another important character. She is intelligent, understanding, and passionate about space. At first, she shows some reserve and caution about Vincent because of his secret and social norms. However, as their relationship develops, Irene begins to question the norms of her society. Although there is an antagonist in this film in the traditional sense, as I mentioned before, I think that the system of genetic discrimination and established social norms act as opposing forces to the protagonist. My favorite scene is the final scene in which Vincent achieves his goal of going to space. I like this scene because it shows the realization of Vincent's dream, a dream that went through numerous obstacles. I think this achievement is exciting and rewarding for the audience that has followed his story. This scene inspires hope and optimism, demonstrating that with determination and perseverance, it's possible to achieve our dreams. I have many favorite dialogues. Some are from scenes that are more humorous and sarcastic, I think, spoken by Jerome. Like when Vincent has surgery and can't walk, so Jerome asks him, "Are you okay?" Clearly, he's not okay, but then asks him, "Do you want to dance?" Also, when the doctor was examining Vincent's eyes and they say that his eye color is not the same as Jerome's, and he says, "You're right, my eyes are prettier." There are more profound dialogues, such as when the mission director tells Vincent that no matter how tragic the death of the director of Gattaca was, the planets haven't stopped turning. This gives me the understand that no matter how unfortunate the events are, life goes on, the world doesn't stop, and we must move forward. I think the dialogues in Gattaca correspond with the personalities of the characters. For example, Vincent often speaks with conviction and determination, especially when he talks about his dreams of going to space and his desire to overcome societal expectations based on genetics. Jerome's dialogue sometimes reflects a hint of sarcasm and touch of bitterness, reflecting his disillusionment with life after his accident. Gattaca is a very interesting movie, although at first the plot may seem a bit slow. The truth is that it becomes a reflection of the society we live in today, exchanging small aspects like money or status for DNA. Thanks.